Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 27th of March. So the euro continues its sell-off here. Not anything specific in the news there that I've read this morning that's given this such a sell-off here, but it may be the agreed Brexit situation not helping the currency too much, but obviously there would be the weakness, the fundamental weakness, as I keep talking about in the euro, that's not helping it whatsoever. Now it rallied briefly yesterday back to its 4.21, and it was almost like it hit a button there, and it's sold off ever since. Pretty much straightforward sell-off, barely a retracement since that move. It's just literally sold. Small retracement where we sat in the moment. There is a arguable divergence. I'm sure MACD may be showing, yeah, it's just flattened out there and it's looking like it's diverging a little bit here, but it is a bit of a catching the knife job this morning, and it's not probably, well, it hasn't moved a massive amount this morning, but it's just continued in that movement. Anything's possible, and it could reverse back towards that daily pivot. If it did, well, after divergence, don't necessarily want to be selling it. I think really what traders may be looking at is the move further south towards the maybe the monthly S1 there, maybe even the prior lows. We'll see, but it does look weak at the moment. Not necessarily given a lot of setups there. Talking not of a lot of setups, you look at the pound at the moment, and it pretty much summarizes things well from this daily picture in terms of these I say spinning top doji candle that we've seen the last couple of days. Last week it's moving with reasonable direction. This week it's basically there is some half decent direction amongst it all, but there's a hell of a lot of chop back and forth on the pound. So which way? Well, it's been testing this weekly pivot time and time again. I looked at the order book, and there doesn't seem to be a pile of sort of obviously sell stops below there from the buyers, but it's certainly getting bought at that 131.60 plus area. It seems to be being bought, and it's been tested and tested, and yet it's still being bought. Well, we'll see if that holds on as the voting occurs in Parliament today at some point. So I would expect some movement from it. It's not the easiest one to, I mean, it's just the pure intraday chop at times, not making it an easy one to read, so it may be worth waiting for it to start showing its hand a little bit more. Difficult one at the moment because it means sitting on your hands, and it's not what traders really want to be doing intraday, but it may save them a shed load. It's alright being first in on a decent trend. When it's chopping and being first in, you're probably first out. Okay, looking at dollar yen, and yesterday, well, we saw a bit of softening back there, and that was probably the only honest one there in terms of again. Well, I suppose the euro did finally become a bit honest, but this looks like it's got further upside here. Dollar strength, it seems to be through these three majors at least at the moment, and well, we could be pitching up towards that 60-minute 200. I think I talked about it yesterday, and it well may look a bit more possible today. Fundamentally, the yen itself looks weak, but we do see these moments when money runs towards it if there's risk. Aussie dollar, well, finally did what it should have done ages ago, because it's fundamentally weak, and yeah, it'd been pushing up over the last couple of days, but yeah, well, this morning we've already wiped off of all yesterday's gains and halfway through Monday's gains there. It's got potential for further downside. I mean, there's support areas, there's target areas, maybe down towards that 70, 69 sort of area, these prior lows here. It's been fighting above its weight for a while there. Not easy, again, with all that movement, not easy to get in first thing this morning. So Canadian dollar, let's have a look. Canadian dollar sitting here, well, yeah, a couple of down days which strengthen the Canadian dollar there, with oil prices have been pushing. Where we're sitting at the moment, well, maybe a bounce off that daily 8 at the moment. Still hasn't caught his weekly pivot there. I mean, it's like bear flag sort of pattern in here. probably on the shorter time put the lower highs in. Yep, lower highs confirmed. Could sell off again. Still hasn't managed to get down to that weekly pivot. We're through the daily at the moment, but at the moment it looks the cleanest. It's also one of the most unreliable pairings at times, and takes a lot of money off of day traders. So we'll see. But for now, it does look like it's got some potential downside there. But maybe one of the only ones, and as such is always a risk. So that's pretty much it news-wise today. We've got well, we've had the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's rate out, left as it is, and with the expectation that the next rate could be a cut, or change could be a cut. It's probably not helped the New Zealand dollar too much. There we go. Again, fundamentally a little bit flawed, and it's that's just proving it. That the comments are often out there. The market sort of ignores it, or some traders ignore it, and it gets pushed up, and then suddenly it tanks. With a bit of news when it comes out, but it's a lot of it's out there to be read, or the warnings at least. Today we got Draghi speaking at 8 AM. So it's pretty much in 2 minutes time as I'm recording this, and then we've got just checking, he's due to speak at the ECB and its Watchers Conference. Okay, and then afternoon we've got very little. FOMC speak at 9:30 this evening, so little. 12:30 got your Canadian trade balance. So a quiet day on the numbers for the Brexit watchers. I'm sure we may get some volatility in the pound, but whether it's tradable is another matter. Have a great one. Bye for now.